Greetings, my fellow game devs! Welcome to the channel and welcome to the ORK Framework 3 tutorial series for Unity. Regardless if you are a brand new developer just getting into Unity or an existing developer just looking for ways to expedite your product launch and ways to reduce the overall workload that you have to do, I personally think that this would be a great product for you. But in the meantime, let's jump over to the video and we'll get started with all of the tutorials and the how-tos. And hey folks, before we get started, I just want to let you know that in the comments below there will be links to the tutorial that we're going over as well as any downloads that are used in the video. So we'll jump over to it and we'll get started.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the series. We are going to continue on with the ORK Framework tutorial and Unity 6 setup for a 2D RPG. You don't necessarily have to have a lot of experience coding while going through this. There's a ton of stuff that you can do, but I'm going to go under the assumption that you have some basic Unity functionality knowledge. If you do not, definitely we're going to look at some other videos on your own is what I would suggest. There's a million tutorials as well as an expansive list of uh, training material within Unity. So let's go under the assumption you already have the Unity Hub downloaded. You've already got Unity 6 installed. Let's go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, you're going to make a new project. Now, I've already created the project that we're going to use today, but we're still going to go through the steps. So you're going to click on New Project. I would recommend not using the Universal pipeline or the High Def pipeline for now. If you don't have it installed, go ahead and scroll down to the bottom here in the hub. Yours might be somewhere different, but you want to find the built-in render pipeline 2D core. Once you've done that, go ahead and name your project, set your location, and select your organization. You can opt to use the Unity version control and connect it to the Unity Cloud if you so choose. You're going to go ahead and hit Create Project. Once you've got that project created, here we go. You are now going to be inside of Unity 6. Now, Unity 6 does have a few minor tweaks to where previous versions of Unity were, and that's okay. We're going to address those adjustments as we progress through here. So now, let's get everything in. So let's assume you've already bought ORK 3, you've got it installed and you're ready to go, but you need to get it into the project. So you're going to go to your package manager. Here's one of the differences. Used to be across the top, you could choose Unity Registry, My Assets, In Project, all that fun stuff. It's now listed along the side. So what you're going to want to do is over here on the left, you'll see In Project, Updates, Unity Registry, and My Assets. Go ahead and click on My Assets, and in the search bar, you can type in ORK. If you haven't downloaded it, it'll look kind of like that. You'll hit download. If you have downloaded it and it needs an update, it'll say update. Once that's done, go ahead and click import is what you should see right here. It should say import as of today, January 7th at 12:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It should say import 3.19.0. All right. Once that's done, go ahead and pause the video, get that all in. Shouldn't take long. Then jump back over. Alrighty, now assuming that you've already got that installed and you're ready to go, let's get the assets we are going to use for this tutorial series. Now there will be a link here at the bottom. Go ahead and click that link for the orkframework.com guide. It's the tutorials for the RPG series. So it'd be under guide and then tutorials. In here, you're going to just simply go under RPG Quickstart and click the 2D RPG Quickstart link. You're going to scroll down a little bit, and like this tutorial says, this series is just a quick start into ORK 3 without any prior knowledge, except for the basic Unity knowledge. The goal is we're going to create a small top-down 2D RPG project with turn-based battle systems, setting up the entire project from scratch using only the provided assets. The game's going to have 2 members in the group, a fighter and a caster, and random encounters take place in separate battle scenes. It's also going to contain a small in-game menu, save games, items, and equipment. Basically everything you're going to need for a small game. Now, the tutorial is going to mostly cover the basics, and you can read all this here, but I'll run through it. we're going to cover specific features and mechanics, the player and some combatants, the UI system and the prefabs, simple status system, abilities, items, equipment. We're going to set up the turn-based system. We're going to set up some schematics to start and end the battles, load the battle scene. We're going to animate some actions, menu, HUD, simple menu system, dialogue, auto saves after scene changes and battles, and an interaction controller and some item collectors. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to download the tutorial assets. You're going to click that link, and it's going to give you something that looks a little bit like this right here. 2D RPG Quickstart Tutorial Assets. Now, I wound up downloading it twice, but that's okay. You just need to import this here, or if you want to have the assets directly, you can see that we're going to use Ninja Adventure Asset Pack by Pixel Archipo. Archipo? I don't know. I butchered that. And Enemy Sprites by Blaramiran? Blaramiran? I don't know. Again, butchered. Those are all available under a Creative Commons license. I don't recommend using these assets in a commercial game, but for learning purposes, these are phenomenal. The tutorial assets do not contain the full content of the pack. It's mainly stripped music to keep it small. So, here we go. We're in Unity, we've got the project created, we've got ORK put in, so now all we have to do is take this little bad boy right here and drag it into there and just let it go. Once that's done, you're going to get a tutorial assets folder right here. So in your assets, I've made a couple others already. I've put in a thing for imports as well as schematics. This is, just try to keep it clean. Now, ORK will give you Gaming is Love and Gizmos. The tutorial asset pack that you are importing now or just imported is going to give you the tutorial asset folder. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and I'm going to get this out of the way here so we can do some work. Let's go ahead and get started with what we need to do. So first things first, we need to go over and we need to click on layers. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can either click on layer and add layer, or you can go to edit, project settings, tags and layers, and then you can update the layers here. Either way, doesn't matter. What the big focus is where we place these layers that we are going to do. We're going to create 2 layers here on very specific places. So on layer 10, we're going to type in combatants. Now make sure that it's spelled correctly, capital C, and then on 11, we're going to do the framework should already be in, the asset packs are in, so let's go ahead and close out of here. And we're going to add the scenes from the asset pack, so let's open that up so you can see it here. So you open up the tutorial assets, you'll notice it's not in there. It's because they're already loaded into the scenes folder. So let's go to File, Build Profiles. So this is something a little different in ORK 6 or Unity 6 versus previous versions. So in here, you'll see you can do scene list, Windows, Android. So if you need to change to, say you want to build a cell phone game in the future, this is where you do it here. But we're going to focus on the scene list. So sample scene here. We're going to go ahead and just select all of these scenes. What is it, 7 there? And we're going to drag them in. You can do it individually, that's fine, doesn't really matter. But we're going to delete the sample scene. We don't need that. So the way we want to go ahead and organize this is going to be the start menus first. We're just going to pull that out of the way. After the start menu, we're going to do town, and then we're going to do forest, and then we're going to do deep forest, battle forest, and battle deep forest. Now, if you look on the side, I cannot words today. Let's assume that you are new to Unity. You'll notice the list does not start with 1, it starts with 0. Keep that in mind. Any list that you put together inside of Unity is going to start at the number 0. So if you need to load a scene, let's say the forest, even though the forest is the 3rd scene in your list, you are not going to type in number 3. So it would be 0, 1, 2. So the scene you want to load is scene 2. So that being said, That's all done. So we're good to go there. Now, we've got everything set up. This is the basic setup and how we're going to get going on this one. So we're going to go ahead. We'll jump to the next video. That's going to be the tutorial series where we actually go through the initial setup of ORK. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me here on this video or in any of the social medias listed in the description. The link to the tutorial page will be in the description, as well as the links for the assets. So yeah, until next time, happy coding, everybody.
Thanks for checking out this video for the ORK Framework tutorial series. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to throw a question down in that comment box, or you can hop into any of the live streams and catch me live and ask me live while I'm there. If this video did help you out in any way, shape, fashion, or form, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Good luck on all of your future projects. And until next time, happy developing.